Tyson Fury reflects on his toughest fight so far, against Francis Ngannou. The combat sports world was buzzing when Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou squared off in a fight that went above and beyond any expectations. The former UFC heavyweight champion put on a show that the world will remember for years. After the exhausting fight, Fury acknowledged the unanticipated difficulties Francis had brought. Here is what he said. "That definitely wasn't in the script. Francis is a hell of a fighter. Strong, big puncher, and a lot better boxer than we all thought he would ever be. Listen, he's a very awkward man and he's a good puncher, and I respect him a lot. Before the fight and afterward, he was very awkward. He wasn't coming forward. He was standing back waiting for me to land my punches and then try to counter. He's a good fighter. He's given me probably one of my toughest fights in the last 10 years. It's part of boxing. I got caught behind the head again. I wasn't hurt or nothing, I was alright. I got up and it was what it was. I got back to my boxing. Just a flash knockdown behind the head. I think it was a glancing blow at the back of the head and it was what it was. It was alright." During their much-awaited boxing battle, Tyson Fury unexpectedly delivered an elbow punch to Francis Ngannou. After being taken aback by the battle, Ngannou replied by admitting that Conor McGregor's pre-fight recommendation to kick Fury's legs could have been a good one. Here is what he said. "He was right, I should have kicked his legs. I can't believe that he elbowed me." Please share your thoughts on that particular elbow and whether Tyson Fury should be commended for it. Feel free to leave your comments below. In a candid interview, Strickland has brought attention to the financial challenges that many aspiring mixed martial fighters face in their pursuit of a career in the sport. The harsh truth that most young fighters face when they reach the big stage was brought to light by Strickland. He highlighted the typical wage scale for UFC newbie fighters. Here is what he said. "So you make it to UFC, you get signed, 10 and 10, and now you fight for 10 and 10, and you've spent your entire life working for this one goal. You get the blue check mark, you get the UFC in your logo, you get all the people, you get all of it now. So you go 2-2 and maybe they're boring fights, and the UFC cuts you, and now guess what? You have made a total of $60,000 your entire career, and you have no other option, because you can't be a part-time fighter. You've got to be full-time. We're not talking about, hey, I was in the NFL, I got paid millions of dollars, and I went and gambled on drugs and hookers. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking on, I made $60,000. Now what's next?" The open comments made by Strickland exposed a significant problem in the professional mixed martial arts community. Even if the sport is becoming more and more popular, this conversation emphasizes the need for better support systems and pay scales for fighters, especially those who are just beginning their careers. Brendan Schaub presented a strong argument for the UFC to take Jon Jones' heavyweight belt away from him following his injury-related cancellation of his match against Miocic. Schaub believed that the UFC somewhat failed in not taking away Jones' title right away. Here is what he said. "UFC missed the boat on this with not stripping, I guess yeah, strip him of the belt. When he beat Cyril Gane he's the heavyweight champ. When your champ is out at least a year with this injury, there should not be an interim title fight, it should just be the vacant belt. When you think about Jon Jones and Miocic, I guess the rumor, anybody who's close to the game knows that the plan was for both these guys to retire, so whether it was win or loss on either end, Miocic was planning on retiring. Jon Jones was going to do the same thing, so either way, if their fight were to go down like it was supposed to in 2 weeks, you still don't really have a heavyweight champion." The world of mixed martial arts witnessed an incredible show last weekend when Tyson Fury squared off against Francis Ngannou. Francis shocked the world by knocking out and going toe-to-toe with the greatest heavyweight boxer. Eric Nixick, Francis's coach, thinks that this historic battle will encourage a new generation of mixed martial artists to take an interest in boxing. Here is what he said. I think it's huge. It's that 4-minute mile mentality where the guy that breaks the 4-minute mile does the impossible feat, and then when somebody does, everyone knows they have an opportunity to do the same thing. I think more and more MMA guys look for this opportunity as well. The first thing I wrote Sean Strickland, ready to move to boxing, and he's like, damn right, that's all I do is spar boxers anyway. I think that Francis paved that way and showed we are capable of competing, and not only competing, winning and putting it together at a high level. I'm proud of him, he kind of laid that groundwork. Thanks for watching. If you're a fan of MMA, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, so you never miss an update. Also leave a comment below with your thoughts on today's news. Keep supporting the sport, and we'll see you in the next one.